And welcome back to Completely Unoriginal. Adam St. Paul here, along with Kurt Campbell and Tony Zer. As always, after a break, we are back at it, and really we have no excuse, just get
laziness.
get a little busy and laziness. But we'll try to be a lot more consistent with this podcast. And how are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
I can't complain.
Awesome. So there are many things that we can talk about here. I think probably the first topic I want to focus on, but before we get into that, Tony, why don't you tell us what's been going on the YouTube channel? I know you've been hammering out a slew of reviews, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've been going to the movies quite a bit. I watched The Revenant, and I did The Hateful Eight, and then I also did. You guys told me to watch Making a Murderer, so I watched Making a Murderer.
Good.
And I got sucked into that. And so I did a review on that. And now it's just like I don't even know anymore about that because now there's so much crap coming out against him and stuff, and so I don't even know.
It's still a lot of fun to follow, actually. See, I'm a firm believer, and I'm going to call Kurt out on it a little bit. I'm a firm believer in, looking at both sides of the story, because right away it just seemed too obvious to me that all of the evidence was pointing that he was clearly innocent, and I thought that there had to be something. And there is a gentleman out of Wisconsin who is a non-practicing attorney at the moment, and he works in radio, and he did a podcast series, 10 episodes, rebutting a murderer, and he gets some things wrong too, at least according to other things that I read. But at the same time, he puts another very good look at Making a Murderer from the side of the prosecution, and it's still super interesting, no matter whether he's guilty or innocent, basically.
Yeah, I see. And here's the thing: this guy.
And I said Kurt should listen to it, and he says no.
No.
He says no.
Well, this guy, he's a non-practicing attorney. Why is he in radio and not practicing law if he's so good at it? And here's the thing: I want to believe he's innocent, but I am open enough. If I see evidence that says otherwise, I'm going to accept it. I haven't seen that yet, and you yourself qualify it by saying, "Well, this guy gets a lot of things wrong."
No, I said he gets some things wrong.
Well, okay,
at least
he gets some things
but
wrong.
I could be wrong with the facts that I have.
He also went into it saying he thinks he's guilty, so he's got the prejudice against him to begin with.
Well, you can't say that the filmmakers in that didn't go into it assuming that he was innocent.
Well, they went into it originally just to make a documentary about him getting released from prison the first time.
Well, either way, there's no doubt that is skewed. I mean, in favor of Stephen Avery.
I agree that the filmmakers had a point of view in putting the documentary together, and I don't think this guy. I think this guy is looking for attention, and I think he's going to say what he needs to say. I need more corroboration.
Well, see, that's why if you would just listen to it, like I told you.
No, I need corroboration of what he says from other sources.
Well, I'm sure you could find it.
Well, I need to find it apparently because I'm suspect of this guy's podcast, is what I'm saying. Unlike our pristine, excellent podcast, which no one should have any doubts about whatsoever.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, I have something I want to say about Making a Murderer, and I actually did not put this in my tube review. I'm kind of upset with myself that I forgot to even mention this, but the whole time that my wife and I were watching that, the person that we had our eye on was Teresa Halbach's brother, because he was in that court all the time. He never ever even wanted to think that there could be something wrong with the prosecution on it, and he was just too creepy for me.
I'm with you on that. I had a glimmer of something's not right with this guy because he loves to hear himself talk. He loves to get on camera. And there was a suspicious moment right at the beginning when they're talking to him before they know what's happened to her, where he says, "We're grieving," when he has no idea if she's dead or alive.
Right.
And yet he's just assuming she's dead, which seems a little suspicious. There's no hope there. And so
that actually happened in the Scott Peterson case too. When, if you remember that whole story, when Lacey Peterson went missing, the first thing he said when he was on television the first time was that they're grieving and they're mourning and everything.
That's exactly what the brother
did. There might be something to it. I guess I'm not going to cast aspersions on it. I agree with Kurt and you that he certainly seemed to enjoy listening. I mean, he never once hid from the media when they came asking him questions, so he probably enjoyed the attention despite the fact that it was a terrible tragedy. The one thing I mean, there's a number of different things in the case that are shocking and things. One of them that I find interesting is the Brandon Dassey's older brother who testifies against Steven. He and a fellow guy, I forget who, a friend of the he's an ex-husband, I believe it was, of one of the Avery sisters. Okay. They co-alibi themselves, and that was never looked at.
Right.
And the one, not Brendan Dassey's brother, but the other one, was arrested for sexual assault like years beforehand. So he has a history of sexual violence. He is alibied by someone else, and that is a big oversight, I think, by police not looking into that a little further, because there are a number of suspects that were never once looked at. They focused completely on Avery. Granted, I mean, they did find the remains there and everything like that, so it's definitely, I mean, they weren't without reason, but I'm pretty sure it's quite obvious tunnel vision took place when that was said and done. So
just shoddy police work all the way around. That's something anybody could agree with, no matter where you stand on where Avery stands with guilt.
I don't know whether he's guilty or innocent, but
I don't either. I believe, again, or I hope that, I shouldn't say I believe, I hope that he's innocent, but I don't know.
I'm with you guys. There's so much speculation. I just, I don't,
yeah. It's what's sad about it is, especially Kurt can attest, I mean, I've slowed down talking about it now, but when I was watching it, I couldn't stop talking about it. And it's fun to speculate. It's fun to think who done it. It's fun to do all this. But then you think that there could possibly be... See, there's no good scenario out of it, because either an innocent man is rotting in jail and is going to be there for the rest of his life, or... They did get the right call, but still, their woman was brutally murdered.
Yeah, there's no happy.
There's. I mean, and I'm sitting here speculating and and talking about it a lot and everything. So it's just it's a very strange feeling when it's all said and done. But we'll move on from that. Check out Making a Murderer on Netflix if you have not. It's definitely worth a watch, even if it is biased towards one way. It's definitely just, I think, outstanding filmmaking and documentary filmmaking, whatnot. Once again, I'm gonna say it has its bias, there's no doubt, but it's fun to watch. Moving on, I think another topic we wanted to touch on was, of course, yesterday the new Suicide trailer finally was released, and this one has a little more detail than the first one, and it was all over YouTube. You couldn't watch a video yesterday without that ad coming up first, and I don't know if Kurt has seen it yet.
Not yet, but you guys go ahead and talk about it. I don't
Tony
mind.
Zur, let's hear what you got to say.
Well, all I'm going to say is I never thought I'd hear these words coming out of my own mouth. But the character that I'm the most excited for in that movie is Jai Courtney.
Captain Boomerang?
He looks gnarly. He just looks badass, and he looks like he's going to provide a great kind of comic relief to it, but still just be a badass that should have been on Con Air.
Yeah, I liked Jai Courtney in it too. Did you not love the use of Queen? I mean, I suppose using Queen in any kind of film or whatever is hard to go wrong, but I thought, first off, the use of Bohemian Rhapsody was excellent in that. Do you agree?
I don't know, man. There's something to say about that. Honestly, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I was really annoyed by a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, just because I don't know, man. There's something to say about putting the old school music into these new action movies and stuff, or the trailers and everything like that. I mean, it was better than the Beastie Boys Behind the Star Trek trailer.
Ugh. I would probably, 100%. That just doesn't belong.
But it's along the same genre for me. I don't know. I think it could have been. I think it would have been even better if it wasn't for that song. But
now,
interesting.
Now, to be fair though, with Guardians, there was a reason that Peter / Star-Lord had. The reason those songs were in there is because it was the tape his mother had given him.
I know.
There was a reason for the old school music there,
know.
so you got to give it up for that at least. Now,
I thought Blue Swede was great.
I agree. I thought it fit perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
You don't have to like everything we like,
Yes,
Tony.
he does. Yes, he does.
Oh, I'm sorry. Adam is correct. I mean, you do have to like everything we like.
Exactly. I personally liked Bohemian Rhapsody in there. I thought it gave it I think they're clearly going for kind of crazy in this film, and I thought it gave it kind of a malevolence craziness to it, because you think of Queen and you think of the music video. It's a strange song. There's no doubt about it. And this movie, I think, is going to be undoubtedly strange. I did like the Jai Courtney bit a little bit. I personally see. Here's the thing, and you can call me crazy on this, Tony. I was not sold on Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Everyone liked that pick, and that's fine. But for me, in the first trailer that they released, hope you got insurance, and then whatever. And I was, oh gosh, that's stupid. But she, like, in the bits that you got to see of her in this trailer, she really shined as Harley Quinn.
Well, okay, here's my thing. First of all, that little scene with her breaking the glass was, Jai Courtney's my favorite character that I'm looking forward to, but that was my favorite part of the trailer was when she bent over and showed that little tuchus of hers. Oh my God, dude! Come on, that was amazing. That was a phenomenal fucking thing to put in the trailer. I'm sorry, thing to put in the trailer and everything. And also, my wife is not a huge superhero fan, and I showed her the trailer because she does like Queen a lot. So I showed her the trailer, and she was like, she looks awesome as Harley Quinn. And my wife doesn't say stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So there's a little bit of part of me that's like, first of all, she doesn't have the Mr. J, and I always hated that accent. That it is who Harley Quinn is. But I'm glad that they went away from that, because I always found it very unattractive. But the fact that my wife likes this character and everything, and that she looks so badass, maybe my wife will dress up as her for Halloween. So I'm really, really excited.
I'm excited to see her as Harley Quinn as well. I'll tell you what, this trailer really, this trailer really did it for me. I wasn't super excited for the Suicide Squad. I guess, you know what, it's just all personal preference, and I'm not criticizing and I'm not judging early, but I can't help but compare the look of Jared Leto's Joker versus Heath Ledger's Joker. And yeah, he has silver teeth, and I think what they're trying, if they're implying he has silver teeth because Batman punched them out, I can accept that. I can. But if he's just got silver teeth to give him something different, then I'm not okay with that. He honestly looks more like the Batman animated series Joker, the cartoon, than I think we've ever gotten on big screen, maybe minus Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Yeah, he needs to lose the metal teeth. Unless, that's a very, very awesome point you just made, man. I mean, unless it is something to where Batman knocked them all out, yeah, that would be the only way. But when he's got his mouth wide open and he's shooting a gun, it just looks weird.
Yeah, it does. It does. It looks like, who's that character, Kurt, from what was it?
From the James Bond
film?
You're talking about Jaws.
Jaws, yeah. Exactly. It looks like Jaws. It's just goofy. That's the thing. That's the best way to put it. So I hope that they're doing it specifically for a purpose. Like I said, they're doing it because Batman knocked out his teeth or whatever it may be, rather than simply just doing it to make him look cool and edgy. Get what I'm saying?
Well, I honestly just think, Adam, Kurt, did you even see the trailer?
I haven't seen the new one yet. No, I will eventually. I was just too busy yesterday to watch it, so okay, I will.
Well, anyways, I think honestly, guys, after you watch that and everything, I think we should stop. I think we should just leave it be right there, because that trailer's awesome, and the same with the Monday Night Football trailer with Star Wars. That was an amazing trailer. But then all of a sudden, it just oversaturated the market after that. And I think that's exactly, because this trailer was an amazing trailer.
Yeah, you'd think Warner Brothers would learn that from the constant saturation of Batman v Superman stuff we've been seeing that is making me less and less excited about the film.
But I honestly think I am not going to watch anything more, because I'm genuinely excited right now, and I don't want anything to ruin it for me.
Speaking of the Batman v Superman trailer, what that does for me, Kurt, is it makes me... First off, they ruined the movie.
Yeah, they've told you everything you need to know.
They really... You don't need to see the movie anymore. You know exactly what happens. Of course, Batman and Superman don't get along. They're going to fight, and then they're going to need to team up to fight Doomsday. And also, you'll throw in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, there's your plot.
Somewhere. Yeah, you know, I mean, and maybe Aquaman will make an appearance. Whatever. But, so, that was really dumb on Warner Brothers' parts, or whoever the heck owns Superman and Batman. But here's the thing from that trailer that makes me want to see that movie. Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. That was just weird. Bruce Wayne and Clark, he sounds like the Mad Hatter from the animated Disney... What's it called? Alice in Wonderland movie.
Yeah.
The old one that I saw when you were kids, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He has this high-pitched voice and he's all Mark Zuckerberging it everywhere. And I'm not sold on that. I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter if I'm sold or not, but that is just weird.
I'm not. When the first trailer came out that you actually saw Lex Luthor and he said the red capes are coming, I was pretty into it and I was waiting for it and then this trailer came out and yeah, dude, it's like what? You know?
Maybe that's just the public persona of Luthor.
It's no doubt gonna be, but it's just I've always imagine Lex Luthor, and again, this is all personal preference, so pick apart the argument all the way you want, but I've always imagined Lex Luthor from basically the Superman animated television show where he is this stoic, kind of thoughtful guy who is a genius and definitely a deep voice and all these, and possibly even African American in the TV show or in the cartoon. And like I said, we got this guy prancing around, and I just can't imagine Jesse Eisenberg then turning on stoic. You know what I mean? I just can't.
I think we need to start the hashtag Not My Luthor.
Oh, there we go. I agree.
Well, John Oliver this. Jesse Eisenberg, hashtag Not My Luthor.
Even though hashtag Not My Christian didn't go.
No, it didn't work so well, but we'll try it on this one.
I don't know, Tony. Any more comments on that?
I don't know, man. Like you said, you know, I honestly think that you have it pretty much summed up correctly in the ways of Batman v Superman. But I honestly think that they're going to try to throw something in there that nobody's going to see coming, but it's just going to fall flat.
See that to me is Zack Snyder to a T. I really think so. Him trying to one-up the audience or trying to do something that they said it couldn't be done. You know, you see, I mean, because that's also what Nolan is kind of known for naturally. When he casted Heath Ledger as the Joker, that was a big gamble. That was a big, what are you doing? And he hit it out of the park. So I think Snyder wants to be seen that way. It's got some proving to do, no doubt about it.
Gene Hackman's my Lex Luthor. That's all there is to it.
Oh, there you go. Did you know that he wore a bald cap in that movie?
Who, Hackman?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yep, because he wouldn't shave his head.
He didn't want to have to grow it back for other shows, other films, probably.
Real quick here, my last kind of topic I want to touch on, and I don't expect you guys to know a lot about this because I'm dropping it on you, but it's still kind of fun. Danny Trejo has come out.
Machete.
Yes, Danny Trejo has come out and says he would like to join the DC cinematic universe. And can you guess what character he wants to play?
Not a clue.
I knew it right away without even reading the article. I just had to read the headline, and I knew exactly what he was going for. But Tony, you got a guess?
Machete.
No, it's machete.
Machete.
You gotta say it in a deep, gravelly voice.
Lobo.
You
remember Lobo? Lobo was a play on the superhero genre. It's more of a satire of it. He's an indestructible alien. He can't be killed. He's been around for 400 years or something like that. And in his original story, he kills his third grade teacher because he hated her, and it's ultra violent and it's over the top, and it's supposed to be. And the only reason I think that's cool is because Danny Trejo's hard not to like for some reason, even though he is a growly Spanish Mexican man who looks very tough.
Oh, he's very tough.
But you look at things like Deadpool, which is going to be an R-rated film. It looks like it's going to be awesome. I mean, I don't think they screwed that one up.
I have high hopes for it.
I think there is room for adult R-rated comic book movies, and that would make a really, really interesting one. He'd have to be in full blue body paint, but it'd be interesting.
He'd do it if the money was right.
I have to say, Adam, when you started this conversation, you said, I might hit you guys out of nowhere with this, but here we go. Danny Trejo has come out. Yeah, Danny Trejo's come out.
Not of the closet.
And you said one more time, you said, Danny Trejo's come out, and he wants to be. I'm like, oh. And I was holding my breath that whole time. Not that it's a bad thing or anything, but it's like, Danny Trejo's gay? What?
Well, you know what? I guarantee you there's nobody who's brave enough to give him static about it if he did.
Right?
Well, no, I am not spreading the rumor Danny Trejo is gay.
No, we're not saying that.
No.
Excuse me, Adam, there's a gentleman here with a mustache and a
Oh,
machete
no.
who wants to talk to you.
Yes, exactly. No, that's not the case. But I don't know. Do you even know who Lobo is there, Tony? I think you kind of gave a... I don't know if you know or not, so...
I've heard the name, and if I saw the character, I'd probably recognize him, but off the top of my head, no, I don't really quite remember him.
Gotcha. No problem.
He rings a bell with me, but...
like I said, dropped the topic on you at the last second, so I just wanted our listeners to hear it because it's kind of a fun story. So we're running out of time. Anything else you guys want to chime in on before we take off for this episode?
You guys can come and see me at Slackers on the next Tuesday. I don't know what day that is. But next Tuesday, I'll be there doing stand-up at 8 o'clock.
Cool.
Sounds good. Yeah, I know I got to get out there and see us. So, Kurt, anything else you want to add?
I got two quick things. One, I've got a new book that I'm going to promote that I just finished called The C. Dennis Moore Horror Movie Guide, Volume 1. I narrated, and it's basically reviews of mostly... unknown, low-budget, old foreign horror films, and it was a boatload of fun to write. Very, very sardonic and wryly written reviews, and I narrated that. You can get that on Audible and iTunes and stuff. And also, one thing, in all the people who have died recently, there's one name that hasn't been mentioned a lot of places, but somebody who had an impact on me as a kid, and that is Angus Scrimm passed away this month. If you don't know the name, maybe you know the movies he was in, the Phantasm films, The Tall Man. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't think so for me. I'm sorry.
Have either of you seen the Phantasm films? No? Oh, guys. See the first Phantasm at least. Oh, my gosh. Don Coscarelli, the director of Bubba Hotep and John Dies at the End and a bunch of other films. It was one of his first major films, and it's a horror film that has that little spear flying through the air with the prongs that come out, and it sticks in your head and drains the blood out of your body, and it's horrible, nasty thing that'll get you. Yeah, I recommend it. Anyway, I'm the only one here who remembers him, but he passed away at 89. Leaves a legacy with horror fans that are apparently older than you. But
no, I'm sorry to hear that.
But yeah, that's just one name that didn't get mentioned.
I'm just going to say, with the whole Alan Rickman thing, I'm just pissed off at how he died. Because honestly, it's Alan Rickman, man. Alan Rickman needs to either be thrown off a building by Bruce Willis, or he needs to be run through by Kevin Costner, or somebody needs to cut his heart out with a spoon.
Wow.
It's dull, you idiots. It would hurt more. That was from Robin Hood. No, seriously, man. You'd think he would die in some epic way. I would have loved it if, Alan Rickman died today at the age of 69 or however old he was, and Bruce Willis threw him off a building.
Well, maybe they can arrange that at the funeral. Take his body and throw it off the building.
Terrible. That's terrible.
It seems like a fitting way to go. That's the way he would want to go as Hans Gruber. So
you got to drop him with a Rolex watch. You got to.
Yep, for sure. All right, guys, we are up against the clock. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. For Kurt Campbell and Tony Zur, I'm Adam St. Paul. This has been Completely Unoriginal. Until the next time.